What's up, everybody? It's Jordan here, and I'm with Christo.
What's up, everybody?
And we forgot to do the intro to episode number 40. We're doing a NECA Chainsaw Massacre, the re-release of the ultimate Texas Chainsaw Leatherface figure. It's going to be sweet. So we're actually out on the road. I'm driving, and I heard something about my grandparents or something. Their graves are getting messed with. So we're out here in Texas. We're on a road trip. It's super hot, and oh my god, dude, what is that smell?
Dude, I think it's that slaughterhouse up there on the left, man. It's pretty bad.
Horrible. Oh my god.
All the windows up or something. That's bad.
Well, anyways, we've got music by the band's called Chainsaw Fight, and the album's called Land of the Dead. So make sure you guys check them out on Spotify.
Get them up.
And we got to keep driving. We've got a.
Oh, a hitchhiker.
What?
Should we pick him up?
I think so.
Yeah, dude, pick them up, man. He'll asphyxiate out there.
All right, guys, we got to get going. We're about to pick up this hitchhiker here. I got to let you guys go. My name's Jordan.
My name's Christo.
And we are ToyPunks.
Oi.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of ToyPunks. Toy, P-U-N-K-S. My name is Jordan, and today we are doing an unboxing and review of the sweet 40th anniversary ultimate NECA figure, you guys. This is awesome. It's a re-release, so you may have already seen a review of this, but we have the re-release version, which I'm pretty sure are exactly the same, and I do not have an original one, which would have been cool to see if there were any, differences. So if they are, send us some messages in the comments, send us some pictures, just in case, there might be some differences in the paint. I don't think there's going to be too much that's different, but I'm excited. This originally came out in September of 2015, celebrating the 40th anniversary of the original movie, which came out October 1st of 1974. So 41 years later, NECA puts out this sweet figure, and now in 2018 we get it again. And it's nice of them to do that, because it sucks having to pay those ridiculous prices, $40-50 for this thing, when it originally was I believe $25. And it's nice for people that want to get this, that didn't get to get this figure before. So thanks for re-releasing this. Now, if we can only get a Michael Myers re-release, NECA, please, come on. We all want one. We want some Michael Myers figure. We really do. But we're not talking about that. Let's move on to the box of this awesome figure, because that's what we're reviewing today. So on the front of this, we've got the movie poster from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So it's pretty awesome. It's exactly like it. You guys can see all the information there. And on the side, we have Texas Chainsaw Massacre with the kind of, stitched skin look, and the NECA Real Toys logo there. On the other side, same kind of thing, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but this time we've got an ear sewn in there. Still has the skin look on the top. Same thing, same look, ages 17 and up, choking hazard warnings right there. On the back, we've got a picture of the figure itself. We have him with his chainsaw. We've got the alternate head and his accessories right here. Then we have a little description right there, so if you want to read that, just give it a pause. You guys can check that out, and that's pretty much it. We've got the skin stitching right here on the back as well, and yeah, pretty sweet box. So this is a collector-friendly box, just like all the Ultimate figures. So we've got that sweet window display. We're gonna open this thing up, and you get a pretty awesome shot of the figure. So perfect for displaying. If you guys don't want to open him up, it'll look nice on a shelf. You got a nice picture here, right here on the side of the figure, with the background of the iconic door scene right there, and that's it. So I'm done talking about this thing. I'm super excited to get this open. One piece to my collection that I've been looking forward to for a long time. So let's just do it. Let's crack them open. We are ToyPunks. Oi.
Chainsaw fight, we want to run. Your leg, your neck, your life. Tonight is gonna be a chainsaw test. I want to run. Your leg, your neck, your life. Tonight is gonna be a chainsaw fight, we want to run. Your leg, your neck,
known as Bubba, known as Jebediah, or some call him Leatherface. He is out of the box, chainsawing his way out of his cardboard tomb. We got him, guys, and what a sweet figure. Bunch of awesome, great accessories here. And real quick, before we go on to the accessories, I wanted to just show you guys this backdrop here. This is an insert of the box, so you can pull it out, and if you want to display them outside of the box, you can set this behind them, and you've got the awesome doorway scene with that, you know, that huge metal door where it's open, and you have all the different skulls from the Sawyer's house, and it's pretty sweet. So it's a nice little add that you guys, you know, add on that you guys can use as a backdrop. So that's pretty cool. We got a couple different accessories. We're going to go over those first, check those out, and then we'll go over the figure. So the iconic hammer we've got is giant, not giant I guess, but mallet hammer. And, you know, this is from the scene where he just, you know, Leatherface comes up out of nowhere. The first kill of the scene. Kirk tries to go in to grab some gas, and Leatherface just appears out of the door and just smacks him right in the head. He goes down, twitching his body, all crazy. First kill of the movie, and it's awesome. So we've got the hammer. And then we've got the meat hook here, which is a sweet, sweet accessory. You can use this for a diorama piece. This is, you know, the scene where I believe Pam, you know, she's looking for Kirk. She's like, "Where are you?" Goes inside the house and realizes that she just made a really bad decision because these guys are crazy. Tries to escape, sees all these corpses everywhere, runs away, and Leatherface just grabs her, picks her up, slams her on this, then continues to use the chainsaw to cut Kirk into a bunch of different pieces. And it's crazy. So next we have the chainsaw, of course. I'm going to just pop his hand off here because it's a little easier to do that. Just because I don't want to wreck the chainsaw, and I'll show you guys what I mean by that. So you guys can see this chainsaw. It looks great. The sculpt is just awesome. A lot of really great detail going on. The paint looks phenomenal, but the only issue I have is this is like super kind of just gummy and squishy and bends, which I guess is nice to get it into his hand, but I could totally see this breaking, and over time I could see this maybe even getting stiff and maybe cracking. So I could see that being a little bit of an issue, but other than that, I think this chainsaw just looks awesome. Like I said, there's a lot of great detail into it. You guys can see there's the pull start right there. You've got like kind of like the air vents where you put the fuel in, and it's got some, you know, like the silver kind of scraping off of it, so it looks kind of like it's beat up, and just a lot of great sculpting going on. You can see the chain going on underneath there, and like kind of like working components. You get some nice kind of like wrap around the handle there. The paint looks great too. I really like the blood on this. It looks great with all the splattered effects. Kind of makes it look legit, you know. Instead of just going over with just a brush, painting right over it. I think it looks just great how they did the paint on that. So I'm really impressed with this chainsaw. I think it looks wonderful. I think it looks awesome. It looks just like the chainsaw from the movie, and it's got a lot of great detail and a lot of great paint work right there. So let's move on. So let's see, what else do we got? So we also have the Beet Cleaver, and personally I don't think there's many kills, or if any kill, with the Beet Cleaver in the original movie. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there isn't. Maybe he just uses this to chop them up to, you know, make food out of them. It is seen in the movie, I know that. It's on his cutting board there where he prepares his body. So, but you guys can see, sorry, let's get this thing to focus. There we go. So we've got some nice detail. It's got a nice like kind of metallic look. It has a notch out of the back and a hole up there. So not just a straight plain cleaver. And then the handle itself is supposed to look kind of like a wood handle. So it looks nice. It does look like a nice cleaver. Nice looking accessory right there. And then last but not least, we have this crazy looking knife. which is actually in the film. And this is, I believe, the part where they take, I believe this is where Nubbins and Drayton, like, they basically are cutting Sally's finger and then basically feeding the blood to the grandpa, which is a crazy scene. And actually, a little quick fact about that scene is something that I read was they actually couldn't get the fake blood to work on that scene, so she actually did cut herself with that knife on her finger. So that's actually a real cut. She's actually like really cutting herself, which is crazy. Just a crazy movie. The all the different things that they had to go through. If you guys have a chance, you guys should read about that because it's really interesting. They went through some crazy stuff filming that movie. So, all right, enough talking about that. Let's move on. We've also got, let's put his hand back on here. Pop him right in there. And let's check out this head sculpt. So, we've got another head sculpt, which is awesome because this is going to be the Grama Mask, basically. It's not in the film a lot. I believe the only part of the film really is when I want to say when Sally escapes and gets picked up at the gas station and then brought back to the Sawyer's house. Leatherface has this mask and he's got a different apron on, and this is basically called the Grama Mask. So you guys can see it looks just like the mask from the film. It's got the mascara on the eyes and kind of a different kind of sculpt altogether. You guys can see this is kind of, let's take this off here. It's kind of softer, and then you have the head inside there. It is one piece, so you couldn't take this off, even though it looks like you can. And then it's got the missing hair. You can kind of see his hair peeking through with the split open part on top right there. And then you've got the ear sticking out, and it kind of held together with some, maybe some leather string or whatnot. So it looks great. It is very film accurate, and it looks just like the mask from the movie. So that's awesome. I personally will just probably display him with the original head that it comes with. His NECA stand, though, honestly does not fit the greatest on him. You kind of really have to squeeze it on there because these are the smaller pegs that you're dealing with on this figure itself. So yeah, that pretty much does it for the accessories. I think it would have been cool if maybe they would have added another head, maybe the Pretty Lady mask, since it is an Ultimate figure. But I guess at the same time, then he wouldn't be able to, he wouldn't have his dinner jacket as well. So hopefully NECA, they'll put out a couple of these figures. They can do a lot with Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. They can do a lot with these. Maybe have him wearing the suit with the Pretty Lady mask on. It would be pretty sweet to see. So let's go over the figure itself and the articulation, and let's check this bad boy out. The articulation, the paint, the sculpt, everything on this figure I think works really well with it. I think NECA knocked it out of the park with it. No pun intended, but seriously, they did a good job. Let's go over the face sculpt real quick here. Show you guys a close-up on that because I think it looks really good. You got some nice detail there. I don't know if you guys can see, but it almost looks like there's like some almost metal wire, which you would be using to make the mask. Kind of a little bit of silver right there where the black is in between. Probably can't make it out, but you can kind of see it. He's got these big kind of fat lips and that crazy gnarly smile right there with those messed up teeth. I think that looks really good. You've got the damaged, torn kind of skin mask right there with all the stitching. And then you've got the skin ears, the fake ears, and then behind it you can see his actual ears there. It's got a nice sculpt on all the hair. I think it looks good overall. The paint looks really nice. They could have done maybe just a little bit, I guess kind of, weathering or like a little bit more of a wash maybe to make it look a little bit dirty, but I think it looks pretty screen accurate. As far as the paint on everything else, it looks pretty good. They did a wash, kind of make him look like a dirty, kind of nasty shirt that he has. His tie is screen accurate. Its tie is like a rubber, kind of soft rubber. And then the apron itself is, they actually used a real kind of fabric apron, which Works good for this figure, I think. I'm not a huge fan usually of the cloth figures. NECA has a whole line of those and other Texas Chainsaw Massacres, but I'm not a giant fan of those. But I think the apron works well with this. They did a nice job. You know, they made it look all worn, and obviously a bunch of blood sprayed on there and smeared on there. So that looks good. As far as the apron is a standalone piece, so you can take that off. And you have underneath, you know, same kind of shirt. He's got some jeans. And even the sculpt on the legs, as goofy as it is, it looks good. It's just all kind of like baggy and weird in some spots. And he's just kind of an awkwardly shapen dude in the movie too. So I think it fits very well. As far as what else do we got going on here? So we have the bracelet, which is also in the film. So we have that, and that you could technically take off as well. These wrists pop off, so if you wanted to, you could take off that bracelet there. And then you guys can see his whole body, you know, is kind of all has a wash to it, just to make him look just real kind of dirty and nasty. And I think it works pretty good. I think it looks pretty decent on there. The boots, I think the boots look really good, honestly. They've just got a nice kind of look to it, and they look worn down. They've got kind of some mud on it. They look kind of like leather boots. I think they look really nice with that little, just that little bit of detail right there with, you know, the dirtiness to it. Really makes the boots look good. The whole figure I think looks great. So as far as the articulation goes, so you guys kind of already saw me messing around with the head. It comes fully off. Pop that thing off and you get full rotation of what's going on with that. The arms, so you have some movement up and down like this. It also swivels in and out as well like this. And then you've got some nice movement with the elbows. You have it moving up and down like this, as well as all the way around. So you do have a lot of different options there with the figure and what you can do with him, and you know, the different kind of movements that he can make. Because you're gonna want his arm up there, you know, you're gonna want to get his arm up there all crazy, swinging his chainsaw around. So you're gonna want a lot of movement on the arms. As far as the waist goes, you have some left and right swivel. And I do want to mention too is, so this is all like harder plastic, and then this piece here, which almost looks like a cod piece almost in a sense. It's not, it's part of his pants, but this is kind of a rubber, like a very, very soft rubber. It's kind of weird. I'm not sure why they did that, but you don't really see it with the apron on. And you get some movement, maybe to give him some better articulation, maybe. I'm not too sure. And you know what, actually, the shirt is actually soft as well. I don't know if you can see underneath there. Doesn't look like he's got much, but it's a little bit softer. And so you can get him to kind of move down a little bit, not too much. Legs. Knees, ankles. There you go, some more knee action for you guys. Not a lot of movement in the knees, but he's not like a super crazy guy that moves around on nets anyways, except for he is running for most of the movie. But there's not going to be, it's not like he's a Spider-Man figure where he's going to be climbing walls. So I think it works very well for what it is. I think the articulation is pretty good. So yeah, that pretty much does it, I guess, for the articulation for this toy. And overall, I have to say that this figure is sweet. Two issues though I noticed with it. It's just when messing around with the chainsaw, I noticed how this wrist just pops off super easily. So just something you have to think about, because you don't want to be taking this thing on and off. It might loosen it up and you might have a problem just keeping it on there for good. And then the other issue I kind of brought up before is just how, you know, soft and gummy this handle of the chainsaw is. Just kind of freaks me out, worries me a little bit that it might break. So just something you have to be mindful of, like I said. And just, you know, you can't be getting too crazy or too rough with this figure. But I think, you know, overall the whole figure, it looks great. It looks awesome. I'm super happy with it, and it's just great to finally have a second release of this figure, especially for the people, like I said before, that didn't get one before. So it's nice to be able to finally get this straight from NECA without having to pay some crazy prices. So yeah, that pretty much does it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are ToyPunks. Oi! Once again, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in and watching another episode of ToyPunks. My name is Jordan. This was episode number 40, and the music for this one was Chainsaw Fight. That's the name of the band. The album's called Land of the Dead. You can check them out on Spotify, hit them up on Facebook, and be sure to give them a listen. They're a great band, straight out of Las Vegas, Nevada, so make sure you guys check them out, and please hit us up. You know, subscribe to our YouTube channel, give us a shout on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We've got them all. We want to hear from you. Leave some comments in the comment section. Like I was saying before, if you guys have one of the original 2015 Leatherface figures and it's different from this 2018, since we don't have both of them to compare them, if you guys want to send us some pictures, we'll post those pictures and let us know what's different between the two figures, because we want to hear from you. And like I said, thank you guys so much for following us and all the support. My name is Jordan. We are ToyPunks. I'm out. Oi.